Hey guys, this is Andrew with MyWatchAddiction.com, and today we have another Kickstarter watch review for you. Today we're going to take a look at a Manufaktur Waldhoff Multimatic. Now, I know that I just butchered the name of that watch company, and that's completely okay because you guys don't have to hear me try and say it for the rest of this video. From here on out, I'm just going to refer to it as the Multimatic, which is the model that it is. And we won't have any confusion or give you guys a reason to yell at me. Anyway, before we get started, down there in the right hand corner of the screen is that subscribe button. If you could go ahead and smash that, guys, so you could follow us on into the future, that would be extremely appreciated. So the watch of the day is that Swiss military Neptune that I received from watchgang Platinum subscription a few months back. I know when I first got this watch, I was pretty much hating on it, but this is one of those watches that has really turned me around. It's funny, I hated silicone straps until I got this watch. And once I started wearing it and feeling the comfort behind it, I wear this watch all the time. Even when I'm not doing anything special, I'll just throw this watch on just because I love how it feels on my wrist. But that's the Swiss military Neptune. So this Multimatic from their Kickstarter campaign actually came in a pretty nice bag. I've never purchased a luxury watch before, but I believe their idea with this bag was to give you the feeling of purchasing a luxury watch straight out of the store. And you can see right there, I don't know, it's kind of cool. Take a look at the box a little bit closer. We have the outer box and then the inner box to this Multimatic, and you can see that nameplate. And again, I'm not going to say the name because I know I'll butcher it, but it's got a metal nameplate right in the top. And then if we open this guy up, inside, because I opted for the stainless steel band, which was an add-on, they threw in the leather straps that originally came with this watch as well. And you can see they have company name embedded right there in it. And these 22 millimeter straps do have a quick release right there on it. So we'll set these guys off to the side. And what else do we have in here? We have their warranty card, and on the back of the warranty card has the reference number. And that is the mail lady with something extremely exciting, so hold tight. I apologize about that, guys. I was expecting a delivery and it came in right while I was recording. So because of that, I'll do the unboxing for what I just got immediately after this video so that you guys can see what I was so excited about. But nevertheless, let's get back to this Multimatic. So again, there's the warranty card. On the back, we have all the warranty information, the date of purchase, the whole 9 yards. Also comes with a microfiber cleaning cloth. Now let's take a look at this watch. Oh, incidentally, the box is just a cardboard box, interior, pretty nice. So one thing we will take a look at with this guy is if I can get this stainless steel band unclasped. So you'll notice it's a very familiar movement. This is actually a movement that I'm extremely a fan of, or I am an extreme fan of this movement that's in this watch. It's the Miyota 9100 movement. You've seen this in my, let's see here, you've seen it in my Aragon Dive Master. You saw it in the last Kickstarter watch that I reviewed, had a Miyota 9100 movement in it as well. It is an automatic movement, and it gives you a whole host of really neat complications that I just absolutely love. Incidentally, this is a 22 millimeter stainless steel bracelet, As I mentioned, I opted to upgrade to the stainless steel bracelet because you guys know I'm a huge fan of them. But this watch does look really sharp on the black leather strap as well, with the kind of the alligator print to it. So if we want to talk about the size and such of this watch, this case material is 316L medical grade stainless steel with a case diameter of 42.5 millimeters. The thickness on this case is 14 millimeters. The lens on this is a sapphire crystal, along with a sapphire crystal on the open display back. The dial on this watch is a multi-layered metallic dial with hydraulic compression. I think that's what they used to actually do those designs, is they used a hydraulic press to press out those dials. The hour markers on this watch are completely applied directly to that dial, and it almost looks like it's got a chapter ring right around that outer edge, but I'll get some close-up pictures of this afterwards. There is a whole lot of depth to this dial. If we want to talk about the movement functions or the complications on this Miyota 9100 movement, at the 12 o'clock position, you see the power reserve. You guys know I'm a huge fan of power reserves on watches just because I'm a geek at heart. It has the day of the week at the 9 o'clock position, the month at the 3 o'clock position, and then that 6 o'clock position is a 24-hour indicator. Rounding it out with the date window at the 4 o'clock position. Now, if you're not familiar with this 9100 movement, excuse me, when it comes to setting this watch, there are a couple of different ways to do it, but just like with many of the automatic watches, you can pull the crown out a couple different steps, but if you pull it out to the first position and you are in that, we'll call it 3 a.m. to, let's say, 6 a.m. time frame, that's when you want to set the date on your automatic watches. If you turn it clockwise, we'll see here, it changes the date display. If you turn it counterclockwise, you can see it changes the day of the week. And I just think that's one really neat design to the Miyota 9100 movement. If you want to change the month, that's what you have this extra pusher for up here at the 2 o'clock position. So you can see as I push that pusher, the month advances. To wind the watch, obviously, you can just wind it, or it is self-winding thanks to that movement in the back there. The bracelet on this watch is relatively thin. I'll get some of the plastic off of here if I can. It's interesting because they wrap it very similar to how Aragon wraps their watches, but you guys are going to watch me fumble as I try to do this. Anyway, we'll come back and do that at another time. But the bracelet, real thin metal, I think this is going to make a really nice dress watch to add to my collection. I've been looking forward to this Multimatic for a while now, and it's finally coming in. To size this watch, it is a push-pull pin design. One thing to point out is don't get confused. When you see a slot in the pin like that, that doesn't necessarily all the time mean that it's a screw-out pin. That could mean it's a hairpin pin, so basically a split pin for sizing that watch. But just really neat design. You can see on the edge of, or the side of that case right there, you see kind of that louvered or that lined texture to it. The rest of the watch is a high polish. There is no dome to this crystal. It's very flat, which is cool. So as I mentioned, this Multimatic was a Kickstarter campaign that I took place in, and this is the Kickstarter page or campaign page that I purchased it from. And you can see right here, my pledge was 399, I believe that's Swiss francs, which roughly equates to about $420 in US. You can see they had 247 backers at that early bird special on the Multimatic. But they had some really, really neat designs when they came out with this Kickstarter campaign. Now, a couple things to point out. Nicolas, that took place, or that's part of this company, he's a Swiss watch designer. And Manfred is a German watch manufacturer, so they teamed up to actually design and bring this watch into fruition. So you can see right here on the Kickstarter page a little bit about the initial concept designs, and talks about their quality control in their ISO certified facility. Just a really, really neat overall design to this Multimatic. Great use of that Miyota 9100 movement. Again, like I mentioned, this was about a $420 watch. I have not taken a look at any of the secondary markets to see what they are going for, if anybody is trying to sell theirs yet, because this is relatively new to the market. In my estimation, their Kickstarter campaign that they ran was a complete success. You know, throughout the whole campaign, they were in constant communication with their backers. They delivered on time, and although they had some hiccups with their website in the middle of the campaign, they were able to recover relatively quickly, and they maintained constant communication with the backers. Now, as someone that backs an extreme amount, or I say extreme amount, as someone that backs a lot of Kickstarter campaigns, I can't express enough how important that it is that these brand manufacturers or brand owners maintain communication with their backers throughout the Kickstarter campaign. I think just communication alone can make or break a Kickstarter campaign, especially as it relates to watches. Alright guys, so that was the Multimatic that I received as part of a recent Kickstarter campaign. And as I mentioned guys, I love this Miyota 9100 movement. The complications on this automatic movement I think are really, really neat. And this is probably the fourth or fifth watch that I've had that has that Miyota 9100 movement in it. And I'm just glad to add this guy to the collection. Now, as you saw me get interrupted in the middle of this video by my mail lady, if you stick around right after this video, I'm going to post up another unboxing video of what just came in. I think you guys might be as excited about it as I am. So stick around for that. If you guys have any questions, definitely post them up in the comments below, or you can reach out to me at mywatchaddiction.com. And if you guys want to see what's on my wrist on a daily basis, don't forget you can follow us on Instagram /watchaddiction.us. Thank you guys and have a great week.